the 3060 strategy shows the commitment of the Chinese government to a green transformation of the whole economy. And this also shows how important circular economy becomes, and this is where it opens the possibilities for us as a recycling company. China nowadays has the biggest industrial landscape in the world, but it's very difficult to transform it within 1 or 2 investment cycles to become carbon neutral. So this means that recycling becomes a very important part. Just to give you 2 examples, by recycling 1 ton of steel, CO2 emissions can be reduced by 65%. And if we recycle aluminum, CO2 emissions can be reduced by more than 85%. And that's the reason why in our first joint venture in China with Shandong Weitiao in Binzhou in Shandong province, we actually aim to recycle 500,000 tons of aluminum, which will decrease CO2 emissions for those products in Binzhou by 85%. And for this, together with our partner, we invest 1.5 billion RMB, which is also then coming back to the comprehensive agreement on investment. It's part of the circular economy field. The reason why the EU introduced them is because the European Union does not have sufficient primary raw materials. So for this reason, the European Union is pushing a circular economy, meaning the recycling of the materials that can be reused. And when we look at China, in China the recycling rate for end-of-life vehicles is approximately 70 to 80%. The recycling of end-of-life vehicles in China right now is mainly done manually. So what we bring in is we bring shredding technology, and then we bring in sorting technology, which in an automatic way helps to sort off the materials. And by this we reach more than 97%. And if we look then at the residue, we are also able to sort out more than 99% of all metals in the residue. Electric vehicles in China are booming, and we have developed a new technology on the recycling for the vehicles and for the batteries. This will give us significant opportunities for growth over the next 5 to 10 years in China, especially because almost 50% of all electric vehicles in the world are in China actually. And as the Chinese government report stated at the beginning of the year, is that solid investments in the infrastructure for the charging and swapping of batteries is necessary. But what the report also pointed out is that the loop has to be closed, meaning that the raw materials that are used in the electric vehicles and in the batteries also need to be recycled. If we look at the traditional industry recycling rate for electric batteries, it's actually only around 30%. And when we use our newly developed technology, we reach far beyond 90% of recycling rate. So our technology, by combining different steps of mechanical recycling, we more than triple the recycling rate of electric vehicle batteries. We have developed this in Germany with one of the big German OEMs, and we are now also bringing this technology to China, and we will introduce it in the new metal recycling park, which we are building in Shandong province with Shandong Weitiao right now. For the metal recycling, the technology will come to China this year already, and for the battery recycling, next year. So the investment agreement actually is of great advantage for us, because one of the key focus areas of the comprehensive agreement on investment is circular economy. And the strategy of our company is actually to become a circular economy solution partner globally, focusing on Germany, where we have very high quality technology and reliable technology, and adapt it to China's fast and flexible speed. Of course, there is some slowdown today, but in the end, both regions will still need to continue. China and Europe are 2 of the biggest economies in the world, and it is very important to have an agreement on investment. And the comprehensive agreement on investment actually sets new governments standards for investments, and also opens a lot of opportunities for European companies like Scholz in China. So this means that it's also in the interest of the European Union to continue the ratification of this agreement, and thus I'm very confident that we will progress on this.